Welcome, folks, to the journey called life. And that journey has a lot of different components to it, a lot of different aspects to it. And we can feel very divided because there's this area of my life, my work, my family, the pleasures I have in life, and the Torah that I have, mitzvahs. It could be taken so many different paths and ways, and sometimes we feel like discombobulated. Why? How is that? Maybe we'll touch upon that. All right. Well, welcome to Tanya today. I'm Rabbi Ronnie Fine, coming to you from Chabad Zich and Kadesh in Montreal, Canada. It's a privilege and a pleasure to share with you the Tanya. We share together. Reminder, TRC tonight, this afternoon rather, at 4:30 Eastern Standard Time, or Daylight Saving Times in Eastern Seaboard, New York, Montreal. We welcome Brett in Pennsylvania. Boker Tov. TJ, good night in Melbourne, Australia. And Moshe, it's still very early in Anaheim, California. Rabbi, it's in the afternoon in Morocco. John is in North Carolina. Good morning. Elise, welcome back. She's in West Virginia. Boker Tov. Cindy is in Florida, in Tampa Bay. All right. Clem in Brisbane, also very late. Josefa is in Spain. Welcome. Louise is in Sydney, Australia. Stan, good afternoon. From London, England, that is. Rusty is in Texas. Eugenia is in Calgary joining us. Davida and Liba are having a fantastic day in New York. Daphne is having a terrific Thursday. No? You didn't say that. How come? Happy month of June. In South Carolina, Julia, she is joining us in no other place than Somerset, Pennsylvania. I know other place, but seems like no. David is in California. Jeff is joining us in West Bloomfield, Michigan. Diane is in Arizona with us. Leah, good morning in Florida. Michelle is in the Philippines. In Charlotte, North Carolina is Jackie. And in Mexico, Sandy in Michigan. Tim in Texas. Gilise in Georgia. Simcha in Florida. Beautiful. We have with us on Instagram Akoya in Lima, Peru. Natalie in England. Tina is with us. Rachel in South Carolina. Natalie Boker Tov in Brazil. Alan, welcome. Alan is in Sao Paulo, Brazil. In Telementa, New York. Angelo in the Bronx. Jennifer in Minnesota. Beautiful. We have Marcy, Vilma, Celeste. We have Eliana and Michelle. Clubhousers. Beautiful. How do we understand the fact that we feel ourselves to be a tangible, real person. You know, you pinch, you feel yourself. We sense our own selfhood. Not that we deny God, but not that we deny ourselves either. Which, of course, leads to different dimensions of self-perception and perception of the world. We see a dichotomy as a result. There's a God, but there's me too. There's a pen and its creator. We all feel our sense of self. Yet, at the same time, we have been learning that God is creating us something from nothing every single moment. And at this moment, he's creating me, and therefore my existence is totally depending on him creating me at this very moment. Even though he doesn't cease to do it, we'll understand that in a moment why. But the fact is, he's doing it. He's doing it. He's creating me at this moment, something from nothing. So, in effect, my whole existence, not just I'm like dependent on God that he should bring the rain at the right time and shower me with things for my life. That there's a me here, there's him up there, and he's in control. No. This is a lot more than that. You're not merely in control. That's like a child's play. Like had a couple of people over at our home yesterday with their child, and child's play was Rachel was crying. So what did the mother do? Gave her something to quiet her down. So we cry to God, we pray to God, and God he's very kind. He gives us. Proof is, hey, we're alive. What we're learning is a lot more profound than that. What this notion is that there's me separate from God. And God, yes, is in control. That's why we try to play God and be in control. Because we want things the way we want them. Because they're out of control, so we try to control the circumstance, the situation, others also. But that's not what we're learning here at all. We're learning over here that at this very moment, God is animating me, something from nothing, and creating me. And my existence in this moment is pending on him creating me. Yes, he does it, and maybe because that we take it for granted. Or actually, he does it, and we don't feel that. So that's the question. How is it possible that God is creating me something from nothing right now? My whole being is only based on him. My whole existence, not what I get from him merely, but the fact that I am is whatever I am. I'm not experiencing that. I'm not feeling that. I'm feeling that I don't feel my am not, that I'm the only reality is God. How's this happening? What's the way that God does this? That, in fact, there's nothing else but him. He's the only reality. And yet I feel myself to be an independent reality. So it's written in Tehillim, for the sun and a shield is the two basic names of God, Havaya and Elohim. What does that mean? We're saying there's a sun and there's a shield of the sun. Now, I don't know if that means the ozone layer. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe not. In any case, the shield is protecting and covering the sun to protect from the heat of the sun. Actually, our sages say that when Mashiach will come, actually that protector will be taken away. And through that great heat, it will bring healing to the righteous and suffering to the wicked. They'll be punished through it. So that same powerful sun will have a dual purpose. And in any case, the point being over here, there's a sheath covering the sun that's protecting it at this point. Okay? And that's all for a metaphor. Now, the sun in the metaphor is Shem Havaya. Sorry. Let me get it over here. Shem Havaya, God's. Hold on. Where's my paper? Okay, give me one brief moment. Right here. Where's God's name when you need it? Sorry, folks. All right, I have a part of it. Here's Shem Havaya. Okay. And this is Shem Elohim, the name Elohim. Havaya serves as the sun, and Elohim serves as the shield, the sheath of the sun. Right? Metaphorically. The name Havaya, we don't pronounce God's name, call it Havaya, is with a yud and then hoveh. The word Havaya means hoveh, which means it means present tense, being in the present tense. And the word yud in front of a word means constance, meaning this name embodies many different things, but this idea over here, it embodies bringing into existence constantly. That's what the name embodies. So it's the power, metaphorically like the sun, that's constantly emerging from it. Life. Shem Havaya, constantly emerging from it. As the word actually means, being in the present, and the yud constantly. So constantly bringing into presence beings, meaning creation, something from nothing. That's what the word means. And God is constantly, this is the name of God that's constantly bringing into existence me and you. And everything in the 6 days of creation is not when God merely created the world and now it goes on its own. As we explained in chapter 2, that's a mistake that people make, that they believe in God, but they think God is like like a regular craftsman. Regular craftsman makes the mug, and after the mug exists on its own, independent of its maker. God created the world, it's independent of its maker. right? It runs on its own accord. Yes, he fashioned it and did everything. Well, that's a mistake, as we went into great detail in chapter 2, that this name Havaya means constantly bringing into being all of creation at all times. Now, that's the name of God. We also, this is a reference that we say actually in our prayers when we take out a Torah scroll, like we did today, being the 5th day of the week. Thursday we take out a Torah scroll to read from, and we say Lecha Hashem Agdula V'Gvura Tiferet Tzanei Tzvahid. We go through actually the 7 emotive attributes, beginning with referring to God as Hagadol, the great, great, and then mighty. What does the Gadol mean? What does it mean, great? Great means his attribute, his emotive attribute of kindness, chesed. Because that kindness is what? What's the greatest kindness? From God. That he gives you existence. Right? And as kindness is the idea of giving without limit. You're not giving based on the individual of being deserved or not. True kindness is giving because you choose to give. God chooses to give. What is he giving? Creative force of him. That is the name Havaya, bringing into existence every moment something from nothing, me, all, and you, and all of existence. That is his attribute of chesed, of his kindness, that we call gedula, greatness. Great because it's beyond our being able to fathom, because it's that kindness is literally just making me be and constantly doing that. Something from nothing. And God's nature is a nature of doing good and being good, benevolence, and that's his quality. That the quality, the attribute is chesed, kindness, gedul, and it's referred to in our prayers as Hagadol, and that is the name Havaya. Again, Hoveh. I'm just covering up over here because this is the way you read it. It's another reference I'm going to offer here. Right, so it's Hoveh, Hey, Vav, and a Hey makes the word Hoveh, which means present being in the present tense, and the Yud means constancy. When you put in front of a word, it makes that word in a constant form. So constantly bringing beings into presence, or into being in the present tense, meaning at this moment. That's God's name that does it. The attribute that's associated with it is chesed. That God does kindness, because that's his nature, as opposed to, well, he's compelled to do it, but chooses to do it. Next, we're going to learn about the sheath, the covering up of that. Shem Elokim. That's all for today. And we just got this name and this attribute. But all of this will bring us to an understanding of how, on one hand, I feel myself as being a separate being, but on the other hand, I'm aware that I'm not a separate being at all. I'm part of the divine. I'm like a ray of sun within the sun, as we gave the metaphor previously. Very powerful. Any questions? All right. I must end here. Reminder, 4:30 this afternoon, New York, Montreal time, TRC, Tanya Rabbi Community. Do come and join us. And if you haven't yet joined, let me know if you're interested. And we'll set you up. Why would it be seen as creating us a moment versus sustaining us? Good question. We'll come back to that. It'll become clearer when we get into this. Very good question, Galise. Thank you. Okay. I'm Rabbi Ronnie Fine, coming to you from Chabad.Chabad, Montreal, Canada. It's a privilege and a pleasure to share with you, Tanya. Have an amazing, wonderful day. Thank you for joining.